YouTube, what's happening? It's Friday, May 2nd, and we're going to talk about baseball first today. We have 15 games on the slate. You can see everybody's playing today. Typical Friday. Most every game is going to be a nighttime game, no day games today. Typical Friday as well. We're going to break every game down, look at the spreadsheet, look at the props, see if we can find some value in each game. But first, we got to recap yesterday. And good or bad, we recap them all. The winning streak in baseball came to an end yesterday. What can you do? The numbers didn't work out. They started off great. Reynolds hit a home run in his first at bat. I thought it was going to be an amazing day. Nolan only had one hit. Mets lost. Texas lost. Philly lost. The Tampa ruined the Nerfy. So that was 4 losses right there. Barrios had 1 walk, but McKinstry got a hit. So 2-6. What can you do? We crushed the other 3 days. So it's a roller coaster ride. It's going to be up and down. So it was up for 3 straight days. Now it's down. That's betting. You know this. What am I telling you for? You know. So anyways, if you want the plays typed out or access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research for whatever sport it is, which there is a new one coming today. You will see a new video type. You'll see the 3 usual ones, but you'll also see soccer. MLS will be joining this afternoon. So yeah, go join the HQ. Simple as that. Boom. So enough of that. We have 15 games. Let's stop wasting time. Let's jump to that first game right now. Okay, as usual, if you're new here, I break down every single game. I'm going to show you how I do on the first game, then I'll move faster on the second game through the last game. So, but first, we need to look at weather because it is a weather day we need to focus on. So, looking over here, Roto Grinders, pretty awesome site that shows the weather. They even have their own weather guy named like Kevin Roth on Twitter. Dude's pretty spot on. He even gives out overs. It's cool based on weather bets, so over-unders. So looking at his forecast, you can see it's going to be nasty in Cincinnati tonight, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to be good. That is a lot of rain, wind blowing out. That game, I would be shocked if this game actually happens. Same with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's the same situation. There's just nasty storms all over the place here as well. And then you got Philadelphia, got a little bit of rain. They'll probably be, who knows, 30% hit and miss. Same for New York, hit and miss right around 30. Baltimore, all over the place. Toronto, what happened? It's in a dome. Boston, not much rain. Miami's in a dome. Atlanta, some rain as well. It's just there's every single game today has rain pretty much. White Sox have 20%. Rangers, Milwaukee in domes. St. Louis, 30%. LA, perfect. Giants, 2%. That's what you want to see. And straight out at 13. That's fun to watch. Might want to look at some potential overs in this one as well. So, yeah, it's going to be one of them days. So there was weather. So let's go ahead and bounce over to the first game, which for my list is going to be Washington and Cincy, which we just discussed. I'll be shocked if this game happens, but I'll also show you everything. So I'm going to be very cautious today on these plays because weather in baseball, if it rains, they don't play. We know this. You know this. So, and then all of a sudden you get the worst case scenario is you take like a pitcher over something and then they get 2 innings in, rain delay. Well, all of a sudden you have a 2-hour delay. Your starter's done. They're not going back out there. So yeah, and you lose your bet because the books don't care. They're like, haha, yes, turn the rain on. That's what we like to see. So yeah, for this one, we got Cincinnati 165 with an 8.5 total. Let's roll through the sheet real quick. Everything's pretty close here. Nothing stands out. They're both mid right now. They won their last one. They're striking out a little too much, but everything's mid. There's nothing standing out. Let's go to the props to see what we got because this is Outlier. Link in the pinned comment. Click it, sign, get you a week full free for all the sports. Why do I have college football up here? What? Hold up. Time out for a second. I got to find out what this is about. Why is this up here? Are they go ahead and put some early lines out? I don't know what they're doing. They're doing something sneaky. But yeah. So I had to look at that. That was by what? So, all right. Let's see. I have it sorted by this game. We want the pitchers first, not this. Parker and Green are our pitchers. That's a pretty nice little lineup of pitchers. Parker over walks is hitting 4 out of 5 and 8 out of 10. Outs is hitting 8 out of 10 as well. You can see this. Everything else. Hunter Green has been pretty decent, but we'll take a look closer. Let's see. I just want to look at his earn runs real quick. And yeah, he got rocked a little bit last couple games. Matchup wise, Hunter Green versus Washington history. You can see the batters, how they've done. There's no numbers there. There's no success there. There's 1 hit there for the whole 2 hits. Ruiz is 2 for 2. Against righties, you can see how Washington does this season. We got some high 2s, and that's about it. Not the best. Against Cincy versus lefties, we got okay, a 385, a 313, and that's it. He's not good against lefties. That is not their forte. They have a couple 300s. You don't play much, you don't count. So, and against Mitchell Parker, nothing. So I would leave Mitchell Parker already. How's Mitchell Parker strikeouts looking? Because it's one thing we could take if that game happens, if it happens. Oh, he had no strikeouts in 5 innings. How do you go 5 innings and not get a single damn strikeout against the Mets? Yeah, no, this game, let me show you the bats too, just so you can see them, because I know you want to see them. Here's your bats. You can look through all these to see who's doing what, and then have fun if you're playing it. I'm not. I'm passing mainly because of the weather. Next. Okay, so you see how fast we did that. We're going to do that even faster now. We're going to skip over parts that if it doesn't make sense to look at, we're not going to look at it. So we're going to move quick. Once we find a play, we're done, right? Cool. So next up is San Diego and Pittsburgh. San Diego's 150 on the road with 8 total. So let's look at the sheet. What do we have? San Diego's playing like garbage. That's just, their numbers are not good right now. In the last 10 games, they have been playing poorly. 217 hitting. What are you doing? That's just not good. You have 1-2 in a row though somehow. Pittsburgh's bats are doing okay. They're not. Their slugging is bad, but their everything else is decent. Kind of weird. But both teams can't put up runs. Kind of odd. Let's go look at the pitchers. Pitchers. Let's see. That is not the pitchers. That is the batters. I want the pitchers and I want this game. Let's swap it over. Dylan Cease versus Mitch Keller. Okay, Cease has gone over. He's allowed 5 or more hits in 4 of the last 5 games. You're going up against Pittsburgh, who was 8th in batting average, 8th in hits. That could be a play. Now, since the weather, remember the weather in this one is kind of, look at it, 70% at first pitch. Not where you want to be. Disgusting, disgusting times. I won't take a pitcher in this game. I will take a bat if a bat stands out. So, because batters are going to bat regardless. So, let's go back over to the props and take a look a little deeper. Dylan Cease, how are you getting so many hits? 6, 6, 7, 8. Damn, dude. A's, Cubbies, my Cubs make sense. Houston doesn't make sense. Tampa doesn't make. Tampa's not hot right now. They've already cooled off. Houston hasn't been hot all season. A's and Cubs were kind of hot. That makes sense. And then Cleveland, who was cold. So you were giving up a lot of hits this year. That's not good. Huh. Maybe Cease isn't as good as we thought he was. Keller versus San Diego history. We see everything here. Anything stand out? No. Well, Hayward's 320 at bats, but I mean, Hayward's been playing forever. Right-handers, you see 376 for Tatis, 310, 302. All right, so some decent numbers. Let's flop the other side. Pittsburgh versus righties. What do we got? 300, a couple 300s, and that's about it. And against C's history, 286, bunch of nothing else. Yeah, so nothing standing out so far. I'm liking this play. I don't know why. I'm just liking this play. Yeah. That's probably what I'm gonna take. Is show me a bunch of Pittsburgh logos. That's all I want to see. Pittsburgh logos. Yeah, that's what I wanted right there. Yeah, I'm taking this play. We're gonna take C's over 4.5 hits allowed. Next. All right, next we got Arizona and Philadelphia, and we can see it is Philly 148 with a 9 total. Let's look over at the sheet, and we can see both kind of below average in the batting average area. Not good in the hits area. Arizona is doing better with like the extra base hits, but no. And everybody's about mid here, so nothing's truly standing out. They're average in runs. They're both decent at nerfies, but no thanks. No. And you could potentially go nerfy. Could. They're only 70%. I prefer better, but hey, whatever. If we got some stud pitchers, maybe who we got? Luzardo versus Merrill Kelly. Not what I think of when I think of stud pitching, but hey, whatever. Luzardo, let's see, 70% walks in the last hit, outs, 80%, and Luzardo outs. Okay, so they're both getting outs, but that doesn't tell me much at all, does it? Let's look at the histories. Luzardo versus I was going to say Athletics. The Diamondbacks, not much data here. Against lefties, how is Arizona doing this year? 333, 286, 371 for Perdomo. And Perdomo's the one carrying the team against lefties. He's the main one. How's Carroll doing? Corbin, only 225 and 40 at bats. Corbin, thought you were a beast. You're a beast against righties. So that was Luzardo. Let's swap numbers. Against Merrill Kelly, Philly has done this. 417 for Trey. Trey likes facing Merrill Kelly. That might be, hold up. We might even have to go up here and look specifically for Trey Turner. Let's see, Phillies. How are you doing, Mr. Turner? Turner. Right there. We'll come back to you in a second, but let's keep going down the list. We got some awful numbers. We got some decent numbers against varieties. How are everybody doing? Turner's only 250 on the season. And you got Sosa and 308 and 313. And yeah, okay. Let's go back to Trey. Trey, good sir. Trey's been doing good recently. So Trey has good history against this pitcher. He's doing good recently, and he's at home. Yeah, that's three things I like on my side. I'm taking Trey 1.5 HR next. All right, moving on to Kansas City and Baltimore, and we have Baltimore 130 with a 9.5 total. We go to the sheets, and look at this. Look at the team who had these numbers 2 weeks ago. All of a sudden, are doing so great recently. Last two games are second in the majors in batting average at 288. They figured it out. Their streak is over. They still can't hit no damn home runs, but they're getting runs. They're doing their thing. So 15, Baltimore is miserable. 2.4 runs in the last 10. That's all you can do. Your slugging is terrible. Your OPS is terrible. Your RBIs, everything's terrible except for triples and steals. Man, Baltimore's bad. But yet they won somehow. So, all right. Casey is 9-1 last 10. What? Casey moneyline underdog too, plus 115. It's give me a decent pitcher matchup. That's all I want. Is Kramer versus Waka Waka. That's not bad. That's not bad. Nothing here, so no pitcher props. We have no green, so we don't even entertain the pitcher props in this one. We just look at the matchups and we go boom boom. What do we have? Kramer versus the Royals. Let's see. Bobby is 364 and 11 at bats with a 1-0. Vinny is 260 with a 1-1. Massey's 500 with a 1-2. India's 206 with a 1-0. Yeah, they have some success against righties. You can see how they've done this year. 308, 294, 324. Furman's pretty good. Where's Witt? Booby, 311. It was hiding from me. Baltimore is not great. Let's see the numbers. O'Hearn's 317. And then Gunner's 302 against righties. Against Waka, what do we have? Wow. Mullins is 391 with 2 home runs and a 1-2. 500, 313, 455 from Mountcastle with 3 home runs with a 1.4. What is the wind blowing out to? Which way is that wind going? Let me show you the weather as well. It's going straight out at 5, so it's not really an issue of wind, but man, that is. They both have great history, but Baltimore's swinging like just garbage here recently, so I see why it's 9.5 now. It makes sense. So you know what? Let's look at the props again. Earned runs. How have we been doing earned runs, guys? 5-5. For Kramer has not been good. So Baltimore's offense is terrible. Their pitcher's not good. Literally in 4 of his 6 games this year, he's given up at least 5 runs. At least 5 runs. Bruh. So we can take over earned runs for him. Let's go look at his counterpart. Let's go look at Waka Waka. Let's see what he's got popping over here. Earned runs. Are you decent? 0 against Houston, 2, 3, 2, 4, 1. Not bad. You're adding, hell, this season you're only averaging 2. That's it, 2. Dean, you're averaging, what, 4? Yeah, 4 on the dot. That is ridiculously bad. Okay. I could go so many ways here, and I think I'm going KC money line for 1. And I kind of want to just double down on Kramer being bad, so because, yeah, Kramer's facing Casey's offense, which remember, their offense is doing pretty good. So I already got Casey money line at plus money, and then I could throw Kramer on there as well. Yeah, Kramer over. Yeah, I shouldn't do it. No, let's just stick with one play. You see the plays I would take. There's multiple plays in this game, but I'm just going to stick with the dog, which is going to be Casey money line on the road at plus 115. Yeah, we'll take that next. And before I jump to the next one, someone's going to point out, well, he's already faced Kansas City. He only gave up 2 runs. Remember how bad Casey was 2 weeks ago? Remember that. So now they're not. They're a completely different team now. They're completely different. 9-1, they're crushing. So yeah, just saw that. Figured I'd point that out before somebody made a comment. So anywho, moving on to the next one, which is going to be Tampa Bay and New York. I feel like these two teams play they play nonstop. But now we're playing in New York, not in New York Little. So we have 210 New York and with a 8.5 total. Let's go to the sheet. Tampa struggling, New York thriving. It's mainly because Judge, because he can't get the man out. He's ridiculous. He's too good right now. Where's the Yankees weather? I need to see what's happening over here. 20%, winds blowing the left pole at 9. Not too worried about that, to be honest. TBH. Let's look at the props, because right now I'm clearly leaning Yankees. Why wouldn't I? That just makes sense. And we look over here. Is Max Free Fried Chicken versus Pepio. Pepio over hits allowed, 4 out of 5. That ain't good when you're facing the number 2 offense. Number 3 in batting average, number 2 in hits, number 2 in doubles, number 6 RBIs. That ain't a good start. That ain't good at all. 3 against San Diego, who's we know is not good right now. San Diego's offense is terrible. Yankees, you just faced them, gave up 6. Guess what? You're facing them again. They're even hotter now. So, yeah, that's the thing. I already got my play. Let's look through everything. I'm taking the over hits on this dude. Sorry. Rays versus Max Fried. You can see his numbers. Everything 0 except a 1 for 3 and a 2 for 8. He's been pretty good against this team. Against lefties, the Rays have, well, they show up. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. They show up to baseball, but I mean, against lefties, they are just not good. They are bad against lefties. I didn't realize they were this bad. Ooh. All right, swap. New York versus righties. Let's see what we got. Judge, 411 in 95 at bats. Is ridiculous. 317 for Grisham, 316 for Dominguez, 333. Yeah, half the team is raking right now. And it gives Pepio history. 333, 333. 0 for 11 for Chisholm. Jazz struggles against this man, but everybody else does their work. So, yeah. Yankees money line for sure. I might even have a money line parlay at this point, but I'm going to tell you Pepio over hits allowed. I think he might hit this in about the 2nd inning. So I can see him get up a couple hits per inning. I'm taking over 4.5 next. Cleveland, Toronto is up next. Come down a little bit right here. 140 Toronto at 8.5 total spreadsheet. And we see both offenses are bad. But this is nerfy. This is a nerfy special if we have good pitching. That's all this is. You can see everything here. The averages are bad. The runs are bad. The hits are bad. Everything's bad. So let's go see if we have good pitching. We have Logan Allen versus Chris Bassett. Nobody's doing great or bad either direction, which is kind of mid, which is not bad. I said average. That's about as average as you can get. So let's look at both the earned runs. That's all I want to first see. Earned runs. You were great for 3 games, and then they all kind of added up in one game. So I ain't gonna hold that against you. So you're averaging in 2025, you're averaging 2.4, which isn't bad. To be honest, that's not bad. Bassett, how are you doing this season? 1.67. You gave up 4 in your last 2 games, but you were great before that. But that was Houston, New York. Now you're facing, we know how hot New York is, so I won't hold that against you either. So let's look at the matchups, look at the histories. Hopefully they're bad. We got Cleveland versus Bassett history. There's no real data here. Nothing there. Against righties, how's Cleveland doing? We got a 321 for Quan, and that's about it. Nobody else is even close. Well, you don't play much. You don't count. Toronto versus lefties. Strauss 350. Toronto does tend to rake against lefties. Look, Heineman 692 and 13 of S. He needs to play more. 304, 391. They do good, but last time they did this, but they have not been doing good recently. So, man, I'm still leaning Murphy. I don't care. I'm still leaning. This is a little concerning, but I'm still leaning him. So let's go to the bats real quick. I want to look at something for this game. Just curious to see how the bats are doing. If the bats are good, we might leave it alone. The bats are not good. Look, see, all the yellow, orange pops up. And then we got this. We have 3 dudes to worry about. You, which is the same you, and then Manzardo. That's the only ones doing decent. So, yeah, I'm taking Murphy. I ain't scared of this one. Murphy. Next. Murphy. No runs, first inning, for those that don't know what a Murphy is. So, the second inning will start 0-0. There you go. Next. All right, we got Minnesota and Boston. Interesting. Okay. It's a pick 'em with a 9-9. That's it. Okay. Spreadsheet. Both offenses doing great. They're both top 10 in runs. They're both great at all the numbers. You can see it green. That's what you want from your bats. So both bats doing great. They're scoring runs, good stuff. They're averaging 12, 11 runs combined in the last 10 games. Already leaning over. Remember the weather. It's blowing straight out at 10 now. Towards the monster. Going to the monster at 10. So fly balls are going to fly, which is very nice. That's for an over. Let's go to props. Who's pitching? Bello and Joe Ryan. Bello over walks allowed, 100% last 5. Bello cannot keep people off base. Good to see that. That's what we want to see. Joe Ryan. Let's take a look. I want to pick at these earned runs real quick. Damn, you walk a lot of people. Earned runs. Yeah, get ready, guys. 2.5 even money. Yeah, that tells you a lot right there. Joe Ryan, it's going to be 2.5, isn't it? 2.5 favored. Yeah, they're expecting some runs in this game. So let's go ahead and look at the matchups and see how these two have done. History. No real data for Bello versus Twins. Against righties, the Twins have been just 250, 260, 270, 290. 280. They got some. They're not amazing, but they're not terrible. Not Tampa Bay terrible against lefties. So against Boston versus righties, 300, 290, 322, 300. 286, 343. Yeah, they got some hitters. So, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to literally rely on the numbers. Both teams are hitting the ball great. we get the weather's on our side, it's going to push balls out further. 10 miles an hour going out. Pitchers, I mean, we saw Bello can't stop putting dudes on base. We're taking it over 9. Over 9 works for me. 5-4 tie works too. That's a push. But yeah, over 9. Next. Okay, next up is the A's and the Marlins. Currently, it's 135 for the A's. 9 is our total. Here we go. The sheet we can see is pretty mid. Everything's kind of the same. Nothing stands out. Really, nothing really stands out. So, but then I go to props. See who's pitching. I have no props. Why do I not have any props is my next question. So I go to the schedule and let's look. I'm not even sure. We have Gunnar Hoglund making his debut. I saw they called him up versus Valente Belozo, who should have data already. Why doesn't he have any props? Weird. Suspicious even. I don't know. But Gunnar Hoglund, what a name, first off. Like, that is a hell of a name. Gunnar Hoglund. He was the Rays' second prospect. They called him up. That's, yep. So we're not playing this game because I have no pitchers. I have no stats. The stats I have are mid. We have new pitching. Pass. Next. Ooh, buddy, what a conundrum. Dodgers and Braves are next. Man, Doyers 170 with a 9 total. And I'm making that face because I looked at the sheet and I went, that's a lot of green. That is a lot of green, and that's a lot of ones. This is Cincinnati style ones from earlier this week. Look at all them ones. Now the new number 1 is 1-5 in a row. My goodness. 7 runs a game. You can see 10 hits. They are crushing right now. It's all Dodgers except for strikeouts. Number 1 is Braves, but they're doing good too. They're holding their own. 9? That's it. Man, we have anything close to average or below average pitchers over easy. Now I'm still thinking about going over because, oh, that's the pitchers? Okay, cool. Let's look. It's going to be Grant Holmes. I ain't scared of him. Yamamoto, though, he's been pretty good. So, I don't know. Let's take a little deeper dive in these two real quick. This is the premier game of the day, obviously, with the way the numbers are going. Earned runs from Grant. He gave up 6. He gave up 3 and 4. That's just not what you want to do. 2.8. Not good. I think your average is going to go up, good sir. I think it's going up. Yamamoto, how have you been doing? You've been pretty damn good overall. Dodgers 170. That's the play, right? That's what it looks like. Because 2025, you're averaging 0.67 this season giving up. I don't know if you're going to give up 2. Braves are doing good, but Dodgers are muy caliente right now. I mean, it's just, oh man. Let's look at the histories. Grant versus Doyers. Over all, not enough bats to really do anything. Nothing over 3. Against righties, how the Dodgers doing? 280, 270, 300, 260, 270, 300, 400 for Freeman. Freeman's at 396 against lefties. I mean, against righties. Damn. 321. Pretty good. Let's look at Atlanta versus righties. 316, 357. That's it. And now you're facing Yamamoto, who is not your typical righty. He's a little bit better than that. So you faced him before, and you see all the, it's magic, because that's a lot of O's. So, okay. Yeah, the play is going to be Dodgers. I'm going LAD my own. That's the play I'm going for. Yeah. I could take the over, but Holmes could have a good game. Yamamoto could get rocked. Who knows? But I'm still going to take Dodgers money line because everything tells me to. Taking it. Next. All right, Houston and White Sox. White Sox blew up the ass yesterday. They got a win. They are now big-time dogs. 235 for Houston. 7.5 is our total spreadsheet. 8 and 23. Not bad. Everything's kind of, it leans slightly to Houston, but still everything's kind of average. Not enough that I want to touch anything here. Let's go look at the pitchers. What about strikeouts? Yeah, not good enough. I was looking at Camden strikeouts real quick because it's over 3.5, but Houston is mid. No. And Valdez, no. We'll look at this 2 histories, but I'm not feeling this one. I'm just not. This is one of those ones that I could see Chicago sweeping. People make noise, and then 2 months from now, they barely have 20 wins because it's one of those weird series. Cannon history versus Houston. Not much data there. Against righties, you can see how Houston's done this year. Nothing really stands out. A lot of 2s. Go to Chicago. You ain't gonna find no. Well, I guess you could find 1-3. Now you got a 400. He doesn't play much, so. That's all it is. History. Yeah, nothing's there. Everything's kind of mid. All of it's, there's no clear advantage any direction here. What's the bats look like in this game? Anything decent in this game at all? Like anything? I mean, if you want to take some bats like Dubon or Louis Rodebert, you get hit 100%. Not bad if you want to take it. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to pass and move on to the next one. Seattle, Texas is up next. Seattle's a slight favorite with an 8 total. Let's look at that spreadsheet. We can see Seattle's way better on some of these numbers versus Texas. 1 in RBIs and walks in the league. Home runs number 1, 3rd in hits, 5th in average, 2nd in runs. Texas very mid, even though they just played the A's, so that their opponent was a little bit worse. Seattle's doing way better than I thought they would this year. They are kind of impressing me overall. 4-game winning streak. Who's pitching? Woo! Versus Jack Leiter. Okay, so Jack over outs. If you want to take a pitching out play, that looks pretty decent. Everything else is a no. Let's look at the history, see what we got popping. Jack versus Seattle. History over 2, 1 for 4, 1, nothing. Rodriguez, 5 at bats, only 400. He's only hit the ball twice, but he's hit it really far. Both times he's hit it. 2 home runs, 6, 5 RBIs. Damn. And then he either hits it far or he strikes out. All right. That's how his 5 at bats have gone. Strikeout, home run, strikeout, probably. It's something crazy. Oh, man. That's fun. Against righties, you can see how they do. 300 for Polanco. 294 for Crawford. That's about it. Texas, how you doing against righties? 300. Against Wu, 273. 455 for Marcus. 300. Not many at bats. Okay. This one, I would lean Seattle. I want to lean a Seattle bat too, I think. That's what that's what's really standing out to me is a Seattle bat. It may be Polanco. It could be, hell, I might even roll the dice and go something like, what was I saying? Yeah, look at all these Seattle players up here. That's a lot of Seattle players. Not Wu. The hell's his name? I just lost his name. Might as well blank. Seattle against Rodriguez. Yeah, I don't know why my mind went blank there. Rodriguez. There you are. Julio. Right there. And you're hitting the ball pretty well, too. Now you're facing somebody you've either struck out or hit home runs off of. I'll risk it. I'll take it. I'm down. I'll go Julio. I'll take Julio over 1.5 RBIs. RBIs. HRR. 1.5 next. All right. Cubs and a Brew Crew. And we got Cubs, slight favorite, 8.5 total. Spreadsheets leaning to the Cubs. Milwaukee is average. Cubs are really good offensively. You can see how they're doing. Let's look at the pitchers, see if we have anything. Quinn Podesta, who has given up walks, but he does get outs. So he's going to pitch a long time. He needs to give up 2 walks. Chicago's 10th in walks. Milwaukee's 2nd in walks. Ben Brown hits allowed potential. Let's look at these 2 closer under the hood. Pop it. I lean Cubs a little bit, but the fact they're not in Wrigley is a little concerning. So let's see what we got. Quinn versus Cubs. History, nothing's really standing out. Against righties, Cubs, 294. They're going to have a 410. Yeah, of course. 300. Yeah, you see the numbers. Milwaukee versus righties. There you go. Yeah, basic stuff. Ben Brown history has a lot of zeros. Look like a bowl of Cheerios, just O's galore. So Ben Brown has shut Milwaukee down. So Cubs have somebody who has great history in the one game he faced them. That's clearly one game. Yeah, let's look at his stuff a little bit. Ben Brown, how you been doing this season, good sir? Earned runs. Oh, you have not been the best. 3, 5, 6, 1, 0. You're averaging 3 on the dot. That's not what I want to see. Sad. Priester, how you doing? Earned runs. You have also been, you were good too. Damn, that makes me not want to take, I was going to take Chicago money line, but now I'm a little scared. I'm scared if I overthink it, that's a no. So let's go to bats, see if there's a bat that stands up, or I'll show you the bats at least. I think I'm passing on this one, but I'll show you. Yeah, if you want to take, yes, look, some of these numbers are just not the best. There's 100. Hey, Ortiz. Hey, cool. Bertie. Yeah, it's like they did great 10 games in the last 10 games. The last 5, they kind of cooled off, which means they're not doing good in the last 5. I'm out on that one. Pass. Next. All right, Mets and Cardinals are up next. Currently 120 Mets with a 7.5 total. Let's look at the sheet and see what we got. Same like last one. The road team is a little bit better in the categories than the home team is, but same setup. Literally same setup. Props. What we got pitcher wise. Boop. Put the right game up. Boop. And get rid of their 2 pitchers. And who we got? Sonny Gray over outs has been pretty good, and then Clay Holmes, whose strikeouts have been pretty good. St. Louis is 3rd in strikeouts, so we're not taking that. Sorry, they're only getting 6.6 a game, and yeah, not a chance at 4.5. No. Sonny Gray strikeouts has been head to head 100%. He likes facing the Mets. Mets are 15th at 7.9. Let's take a look at that. A little bit curious by that. You have not been striking out. I mean, you started off great, but then you kind of fell off, dude. Like, what is you doing this year? You're only averaging 5.5. The nine's 5.5. I can't take that. I need some cushion. Ain't no cushion. Sonny Gray, history versus Mets, and the Mets have whooped your ass. Look at these numbers versus the Mets. Why would I ever? Why? Look at the strikeout K percentages. Like 0, 0, 11, 0, 13, 9. No, fam, get that out of here. No, 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 no. I don't care what the best numbers are. You see the best numbers for Sonny Gray? Yeah. Then we got St. Louis. How you doing? How you doing? No, nothing really stands out except maybe Contreras, but not really against righties. You can see how they do. Now, this is a Mets game right here. Mets own this dude, and his earned runs, yeah, they're okay. What's your hits looking like? 6 and 7 last two against the Mets. You just faced them. He had 6 hits, 4.5 hits allowed. That's where I'm going. We're going right for that. We're going Gray over. Spreadsheet, stop doing things. Oh, let's see. I want Gray. OG Gray. Gray. I cannot type. Gray over 4.5 hits allowed. That's why I'm taking this one. I think he gives up at least 5 hits. He just faced the Mets on 420. Yeah, he got smoked by him. Pun intended. So yeah, there we go. Next. All right, we got Detroit and the Angels, and we can see Detroit's 170 on the road, 7.5 is our total. Makes sense when you look at this because the Angels are going back to, well, they're just hanging out at the bottom of the thing where they usually do. They can't hit ball. Hey, 193, look at them, they're going up. They were 180 yesterday, they were 170s before that. They're slowly creeping back to 200. Good job, LA, good job. Detroit is middle of the pack, so green, red, a little over the place. So clearly better overall at the bats. How about pitching? Are they better? Let's look. Today, it is going to be Detroit and LA is going to be Soriano versus it's Scooble. It's Scooby Day. All right. All right. All right. I don't know why I went Australian all of a sudden when I saw that, but hey, whatever. Soriano hits allowed. Dude has been getting crushed by everybody. So we're gonna look at that one all day. Detroit is 6 in runs. 6 in runs, 15th in batting average, 19th in hit. Now, that ain't the best. That's pretty mid, but we'll see just how bad Soriano is. And then LA is 28th in strikeouts going up against Scooby. Oh, please don't be an 8.5 K line. Be a 6.5. Please be 6.5. Please be 6.5. Where's it at? 7.5. Oh, man. Oh, no. You did get 9, 11, 8, 6, 4. What's your average this year? 7.5? 6.7 stuff. LA is so bad at strikeouts. They're averaging literally 9.7 in the last 10 games. They're averaging 9.6 at home. So that's how many strikeouts they do. Oh, I kind of want to take this so bad. All right. No history versus Detroit here. And Detroit's not looking too good on the bats, actually. What was that? A lot of red. Why is so much red? They rather face lefties, huh? The whole team rather face lefties. All right. LA versus lefties. How do you do? And you see the numbers, got some 2s against Scooby. Soler has 4 at-bats and 2 home runs against Scooble. Okay. Okay. That's then Anderson has 23 at-bats and he's batting .522 against Scooble. What the hell's going on? What are we doing? So 2 dudes are absolutely owning Mr. Cy Young. Well, Now, Casey doesn't strike out much. We know that. Baltimore, Milwaukee, Seattle, Dodgers, Yankees, cool, whatever. He just struck out 11. Home, away. I got to take Scooble strikeouts. I got to take it. Scooble over 7.5 strikeouts. I think he can get 8 strikeouts against a team that's averaging 9.7 in the last 10. They're his bottom 5 the whole season. This is what they do. So they're just not disciplined. So yeah, give me Scooble strikeouts. Next. All right, last up we got Colorado and San Francisco. Let me open it up so you can see it. 270 with a 7.5 to 270 with these offenses. Are you serious? You see these numbers? Seriously? I don't know about that. Maybe nerfy, potentially nerfy. Depends which garbage pitcher Colorado is going to trot out there today. Let's take a look. Props. Ruby Ray's going out there versus Cincinnati, and yeah, dude's 100% over hits allowed. He gets crushed on hits. Let's just look at both of them because let's look at both. Why not? It's the last game. I don't. Hits allowed 10, 8, 9, 6, 8. You could get a hit off him. Like, come on. Like, come on. You're averaging 8.3 this season. The line is only 5.5. What do they know? That should be 7. It should be. The average now, they are only averaging 7.5 hits the entire game. But this average should probably go up a little bit facing the Zoo. Should, typically. But we'll see. History for Ruby Ray. Earn runs. You give up some runs. What's your hits? Your hits are pretty high too. 4.1. Man, what's wrong? Okay, so let's look. Robbie Ray versus the Rockies. History, nothing there. Against lefties, Rockies, 235, 400, 333, couple 2s and 3s. Cool. San Fran versus righties, 324, 300, 250, 250. Not the best. Against Cincinnati, 444, 286, 600. The San Fran's bats are not that good. They're only getting 7.5 hits a game, which is really concerning. I know this dude is bad, but I don't even have head-to-head. Man, last year, how did you do? You ended last year with 6 hits. You just give up at least 5, 6 hits. That's what you do. What do they know is the question. They know something we don't know. I'm going to pay to find out. I don't care. I'm going to take you. How the hell you spell this man's name? I keep forgetting. Senztela. Over 5.5 hits allowed. I mean, you're going to give it to me. I'm going to take it. I'm going to trust it. We're going to end it right there. Hey, whatever. We'll see what the numbers know. I don't trust the San Francisco bats really right now, but hey, if they don't need something to target practice, there you go. That's target practice all day. So tomorrow is Saturday. We have all the games. We have some early games. I will have the video up. I might even try to do it tonight. I might try to hook you up with the earlier video since it's Friday night. Why not? I had no plans tonight. So I appreciate being here. Drop a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you're playing. If you want the spreadsheet or access to a typed list of all the plays, just check out the HQ. Simple as that. Or become a member. Members get the typed list as well. So other than that, I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you tomorrow on Saturday for some more MLB.